Okay, this is going to be a more of an overview than a review of Naruto 552. I'm assuming anybody that's looking at this has already read it and already seen at least one review. So, spoilers. So, okay, let's go ahead and take a quick look. Nagato was a really sympathetic character. He ended up being, someone doing bad things that had been, wronged and, pretty standard stuff there. Kabuto, that's one of the first questions that really comes up. What is his plan? Or, more importantly, what everybody's already coming to is, what was in the casket that he showed Madara? Okay? Because that seems to be his trump card, which I believe that's exactly. I guess the time has come to play my trump card. I think we all know what that is. Now, or we know it's something in the casket that was brought up before Madara. Is it the first Hokage? Is it Madara's brother? Is it the Sage of the Six Paths? Or is it knowing Kishimoto? It could be completely something weird. It could be a character that we don't even know about. I mean, that's just a fact. It could be a character we haven't even heard of before. But my guess, if I have to make a guess, or just will make a guess, I think it's going to be the first Hokage. A lot of things seem to go back to the first Hokage. So that would be, if I had to make a guess, that would be my guess. So I believe that's the trump card. He's going to play that. And the first Hokage's already been, him and his brother were already brought back through this same technique. So it's not like you can't bring him back. Okay, the next thing that was coming up is, okay, the crow. We spent a lot of time wondering, what in the world is this crow? The crow comes out, and then we get the explanation, which was a lot more in depth, a lot more to it than people seem to, I guess, were guessing before. So now now I was always wondering, well, what are you going to do with it? Because you have a powerful, eye that people are going to try to get. So, I mean, somebody's going to try to get that Sharingan. There's just no way Naruto's going to be able to. This is going to be a vanity pet for him to be running around with. Or it was, it's possible it could do some other things. But anyway, so a lot of people would be trying to get this bird, which is the essence, a part of the essence of Itachi with this powerful Sharingan in it. So it looks like he destroys it. He says you don't need it anymore, but what does he do? Does Itachi take back some of his essence in himself? Is that why he's doing this? Does he take the eye? I mean, I don't know. I mean, nobody. This seemed to be something that nobody seemed to be bringing up during the reviews. So, I don't know. There's a lot of questions to me on exactly what in the world is going on with the eye and the crow. But evidently we'll find out pretty soon, because he's going to go put it to Kabuto, or at least he says he's going to get rid of he knows how to get rid of it. He knows where the weak point is to get rid of the Jujutsu that's resurrected everyone. Okay, and that's still, I mean, the way he does this, I don't know. The way he closed his eye, I mean, did he take it? I don't know. I'm really curious. I think there's a real potential, for something interesting to, I think maybe more happened there than meets the eye. So, let's see. I thought this was a good chapter, and I think that from a lot of the people that were reviewing, everybody seemed to like it. As a matter of fact, because we've had so much action in the last, especially the last few. There's been so much going on. I think people have actually been people have got their fill of action, so to speak, and they're kind of ready for a little more story or dialogue. So I think it was a pretty good one. And then you got the part that we don't understand about the whole Mirage thing, are just kind of weird. And then it looks like at the end that it looks like we're guessing that it's Naruto, but maybe it's not. At the very end, is that Naruto coming down or not? My own suspicion is it's not. I think at the end, a lot of people think, oh, it's Naruto, and they could be right. My suspicion is it isn't. I think it's somebody else coming down. The look on their faces when he's coming down is just... Gaara doesn't look particularly happy. He looks pretty startled. I don't think that this is Naruto coming down at all. I'm starting to suspect that it's Madara and or actually it's probably, the people that he has, the old Jinkiris that are coming down to fight with the resurrected, cages. So that's my suspect right there. That's what I think is going on at the end. Could be wrong. Just my guess. What do I think of this chapter? What I think of it, and from the reviews that I've seen so far, as I've already mentioned, is the chapter in and of itself probably wouldn't be that great, except, as been mentioned, there's been so much action that's happened in the last few weeks that it's a good chapter, along with all the action. It's kind of a break. It's kind of a slowing down, so to speak, before things evidently are starting, because there's so many things that's going to happen. And it's even some people are asking, is this the end? Are we getting to the point where there's actually going to be the end of Naruto? Right? So, the title of the actual title of it was something about, I don't see it here. Something about preparing to be Hokage or something like that. I don't see it. But that's another thing. Is this? I mean, we're so kind of in the dark about how there's so many loose ends, but there's so much story being driven. There's so much action that looks like it could actually, really, be. You could have a conclusion to this thing actually fairly quickly. There's so much. I mean, you've got Madara. He's got his stuff going. I mean, there's all the stuff that are actually in motion. So I don't know, but I love the series. I've wanted to do reviews for a long time, just to do reviews. I see other people doing reviews, and they do a great job. It's enjoyable. There are people that I definitely enjoy listening to the reviews and learn a lot from, and it's fun to see reviews from people that actually enjoy the manga. That they enjoy Naruto. I won't get too much into it, because you can tell when people have been burnt out on it, whether it's Naruto or anything. They're tired of it and they're doing it for maybe they're doing something it seems like they don't seem to be happy doing, which kind of isn't good. But I'm a big fan. I love it. I realize I've been watching reviews for, I don't know, over a year. I've been following Naruto for a few years, and I realize it's been out for like a decade or something, but I've been following it for a few years. And I actually read it. I read the manga, and then I watch the videos. And I've actually got to the point where I actually like the manga better. And one interesting fact, before I wrap up right here, is when I first started watching the video, okay, I like this. I like to hear the voiceovers. I like to hear the dubs. I hated subtitles. But I started watching, I watched some of the subtitled, and the voice acting from the Japanese is so awesome that it was actually, I'm like, it's actually worth it for me to read it, to put forth the effort to read it, because the emotions and the characters, in my opinion, are so much stronger. What the Japanese voice actors do is just absolutely makes it worth it. So so Naruto, so just watching it, and that has already turned me from someone that prefers to see the subtitle, the subs, as opposed to the dub. So not that it can't be dubbed well, but usually it isn't, and I really do prefer the Japanese. So anyway, that's my first one that I review that I've posted on Naruto. I do this for fun. There are a lot of people that do this really well on the web. I won't mention any names yet, but people that do a really good job. And I'll let you be the judge of who they are. They put forth a lot of effort. Some people do a lot of editing, or they just have interesting ideas. Like I said, they're just fans, like you and me, evidently. They just enjoy it. So anyway, hope you enjoy this, and I'll go ahead and close here.